Me the other day you posted a link, bro. You want to tell everyone about it? I don't know if you remember that.
The one we're spending 1.8 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To connect the sphere with solar panels, 400 megawatt solar system, and some other shit.
Okay. Who's gonna pay for it?
We are, of course.
So what are the charges that we've learned that are still up and coming?
The panels for the sphere.
Panels for the sphere. That's what Jeremy just talked about. How much is that?
1.8 billion.
1.8 billion.
The green link.
Green link, which is what?
2.5.
2.5 billion. Okay. What else?
And the debt from 1974 for 1.4.
Which is what? What is that called? And where's that at? Where can we see that at?
Universal?
Nope.
No, that's the deferred.
Deferred what?
Energy adjustment.
Deferred energy adjustment. Deferred energy adjustment. Okay. And just so you guys know what's going on with that right now, remember Rudy told us that NB Energy, they're doing what for the next 3 months?
They're putting a $50 credit on the account.
$50 credit. No, it's not for everyone a $50 credit. Some of the customers that I've been speaking to, there's only like a $13 credit that they're getting on there. But for the next 3 months, they are going to be getting a discounted rate. Go for it.
They have been putting the $50, but it doesn't show there. Like it's $50 less. That's when we do the math, the cents don't add up.
Yeah, for sure. But
Speaking is right there.
so, but you'll see. I wish I had the bill. Actually, I do have the bill.
How much is that deferred energy adjustment? Total.
It's like $12.
Huh?
Oh, like-
No, you did send me one.
Like total, the total debt for that.
It's due
Over 1
today.
billion.
For real?
Yeah.
$600 due today.
50 kilowatt.
We said the panels were 1.8.
The 1.8, that includes the 400 megawatt solar battery.
Oh, okay.
There's some, that's gonna go up with the.
Go for it, yeah.
Alright, so this says NV Energy plans to spend 1.8 billion on new infrastructure that will add solar power for the sphere, help turn off Nevada's last coal plant, and add more transmission lines that will eventually be paid for by customers. An application submitted by NV Energy to the Public Utilities Commission this week seeks approval for an amendment on its infrastructure plan to approve spending for projects, including a 1.56 billion solar facility in northern Nevada, 83 million for converting NV Energy's last coal plant. This is cut off at the bottom. To run on natural gas, 54 million to, and then I don't know what the
Yeah.
rest is.
Okay.
They said to power the sphere.
Yep.
And those assholes.
I don't understand why we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was Venetian's show.
Because that's how Vegas makes their money, through the strip.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that was Venetian's like theater and the like property.
So why are we being forced to pay for it?
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
Good thing, yeah. So you guys are paying for another company to make money. And are you guys profiting from the sphere at all? No. But you help pay for the sphere to be operated. There you go.
Can you send me that? Or where'd you guys post that one?
That one's in the chat.
I'll send you the link also.
Cool.
Put it in the chat.
So he did. Jeremy put it. So you have the 1.8 billion dollar the sphere, right? That we just talked about. That's also to convert the last coal plant into a natural gas plant. You have the 2.5 billion dollar increase for Green Link, and then we have the deferred energy adjustment. Okay.
Isn't there one more?
Huh?
You don't know the
I
amount?
think there's one more.
What?
The
Isn't there one
deferred
more?
energy adjustment?
What's the deferred energy adjustment? We did talk about it. I don't
It was
remember.
for $1 billion.
Yeah, I think it's wasn't it 2 billion?
It's over 1 billion.
1 billion? So another $1 billion
I
charge.
think it was like
You're over
estimated,
$5
it was
billion
estimated to be around 1.8.
So we're in debt right now to NV Energy by how much, Robert?
Over 5 billion.
Over $5 billion. So we still owe $5 billion to NV Energy. Their rates are not going to be going down anytime soon.
I think there was one
And
more
that,
thing.
in that 5 billion was that posted where?
It's three. So we've posted them all on the chat, but it's three different ones. One is the Green Link. One is the one that just posted.
And then the 1 billion for the.
And then the deferred energy adjustment. That's the one I sent you with all the different charges? Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna
We're
just buy a
$5
house,
billion
put solar
right there.
PPA.
In debt.
9 cents
With all three of those added up.
Prove that they could pass that.
What are you asking? What are you asking, Jeff?
There's a house yesterday that was at 9
Jeff, what'd you ask?
from someone.
He just answered it.
But so everyone can hear, bro.
Oh, okay, so how are we in debt?
Okay. How did you answer it?
So I was just saying I don't know if through the commission, energy commission or whatever, but they got it approved that they could pay for it out of pocket, but then in the future pass that on to the consumer. So they're just gonna divide it up between all of the NV Energy customers, and everyone's gonna pay for it evenly, pretty much.
Yep.
So like the people.
Well, what I would compare it to is like, how do you think the roads get paid? All the stuff that happens throughout the city, yeah. Same thing with our electricity. Anything that they do with upgrades to our electricity, we're paying.
Yep. And so yeah, everything that they're doing, like, so again, one of the examples, they're taking our last coal plant, they're getting rid of that coal plant and they're converting it over to natural gas. Obviously, we're gonna pay for that construction, right? And so you're being left to be paid for or pay for all those things that are happening. The sphere, again, to get its power, we're actually paying to get that too. But what I was talking about, so remember the deferred energy adjustment, what they're showing right now on their bill is they're getting a credit. The reason why they're getting a credit is because NV Energy, their way of saying like, hey guys, we're trying to help. We know you guys have been feeling the pain from these electric bills. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys a credit for these next few upcoming months. Dang it, why did it turn off on me? But that credit, remember the deferred energy adjustment, whenever they give us a credit, what does that go into? Debt, yes. So they're giving us, yeah, exactly. They're giving us a $50 credit right now, but that's going added into all the debt that we already have for them. So we're getting a discount now only to pay it later. Does that make sense? They're not really giving us a discount. They're just giving us that discounted rate so that we can pay that later on down the road. And that's just going to go added on into the additional charges that we have. Cool? Crazy. Not cool, exactly. You're right. Go for it, Jeremy.
The coal plant that's being turned to a natural gas thing, it's also a 400 megawatt solar system. So that's another thing for like anybody seeing, oh, I don't want solar at the door. Well, you're gonna get it either way.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're later higher price or lower price?
Yeah. You're already paying for it. Whether you want it or not, you're already paying for it. You have 3 different charges on there that you're now paying for. But just so that you guys know, right now people are seeing a slightly lowered bill. Like, so for example, when we're going to the close, we're probably seeing right at 19 cents, if not a little bit less than 19 cents. The only reason why is because of that credit that's in there right now. That's going to be there for the next 3 months. After that, it goes away. And then the rates will go back up a little bit higher. But what they're doing it's supposed to be $50, but like for my customer, it wasn't $50. It was only like $10. I don't know.
So not every.
But you could even ask them, like, how much did you notice your bill go up by? Everyone's saying like 100, 200, and this is how much your credit's.
And that was probably July's statement. It wasn't August.
And even if they did.
No, yeah, it was July.
It was July.
But for the next 3 months, they are going to get a
No,
credit.
that's what I'm saying, like the August one probably showed the big.
But it depends on the bill too.
Like if it's a big bill, it'll be a bigger credit. No?
Watch, I'll pull it back up so you guys can see. Yeah. Okay. So look, so for this customer, they got a $10.76 credit on their bill. The other customer that I had spoke to, they had a $16 credit. So it's supposed to be $50, but they're not getting.
Into 3 months, no?
Maybe. I thought it was supposed to be 50 every 3 months.
Yeah, they would.
That'd be too crazy, you think?
We'll talk about little cents.
Cool.
Yo, Alek, bro, I want to apologize.
For not going? It's okay. But everyone understand? Jeff, Josh, you guys understand what's going on? If not, there's no dumb questions. Get that out now. So that when you're dealing with people who are saying, hey, the rates are going to be going down, you can bring this information up. Sir, they're not going away anytime soon.
I did bump this number.
We're in $5 billion to debt with NV Energy right now.
Never ending debt.
Yes.
It's never going to end until.
Yeah, it's
I've
not
been here for like less than a year. How the hell do I owe NV Energy that?
Boom. And then we have to be able.
Stop making the money.
But the other thing too is don't be scared to use your tools. Use your tools. Like have these links up on your phone and be able to pull these out in an instant and show these to customers right away. Like, look, sir, this is not, it's not me just saying it. This is news that's going on right now. Again, what Michael O'Donnell said is that what we're doing on the doors is we're bringing news to people. I'm not necessarily selling them because people, if they knew what was going on, they would make their own decision to be like, hell yeah, I need to get away from NV Energy. All I need to do is present that information to them so that they know what's going on. Most people don't pay attention to that. Most people don't worry about their electric bill. Most people aren't looking at all these different charges on their electric bill because they just pay their bill because that's what they've always done. I connect the dots for them. I'm not a problem solver. I'm a what? problem finder. I get people to realize they have a problem. And if people understood that, hey, I'm $5 billion in debt, my rate is going to continue to go up and up and up and up and up, and I'm paying for all these crazy things that are going on in Vegas, why am I doing that when I could get a cheaper alternative? I have to get people to understand that there is an issue that they're dealing with. Cool? Cool. Questions on anything? Josh, Jeff, there's no dumb questions. Anything at all? No?
You sure?
Sure? Okay.
So what's
Yeah.
the Green Link project?
Ooh, there you go.
About $50 per month.
There you go. I love that, Ruben.
Yeah, that was good.
Josh, Jeff, what's the Green Link project?
Everybody.
The $50 a month credit?
Nope.
They're special.
Okay. Jeff, you got it? You can help him?
I don't know either.
Okay. Okay, so what's the Green Link?
Got 'em.
What's the Green Link project? Go for it, Zay.
$2.5 billion
What's it for, though?
the transmission network line that they're building the solar panels.
Okay, no, not necessarily.
Upgrade the grid.
Yes, for what? What specifically? What are they upgrading that for? Boom, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. So Green Link is to pay for all the upgrades to put all the electrical chargers for the cars around the
What's the one
state.
about all the LED shit in the house?
Okay.
Energy efficiency.
Yeah. So let's go back to this bill. Okay? I'll ask everyone, what's up, Amanda? How are you? Good? Got you. Cool. Thank you.
Don't
Did you
ask for
text
the
me?
password.
No? Okay. I got you. It's cool.
Yeah. No, I
Cool.
texted you. I just said that I was going to drop it off.
Okay, cool. Thank you. How you been? Good?
I've been good.
Good? Cool. Yeah. I'll text you later. Thank you, though. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Join us. We're gonna play Mafia.
Cool. So let's break it down, okay? So deferred energy adjustment, right? So that's the debt that we owe NV Energy. Anytime that they're not charging us appropriately, they're just securing that into a debt. Right now they're not charging us appropriately because they're giving us a discount, right? And so that's going into a debt that we've had extending all the way back to when? Does anyone remember?
Oh, 74, something like
1974. No, I think it was 78. 1978. I'm sorry.
that? Just kidding.
78. But yeah, so all the way back from then, we have this debt that's occurred. So on the bill, they have one charge for their electric consumption. For the actual power that you're using in your home, you have one charge for electric consumption. This is to pay off the debt that we own to NV Energy. What's the temporary green power financing?
That's for their solar farms.
Yes. Yep. Okay. That's to build their solar farms, renewable energy program. What's that for?
Everyone else going solar.
For all your neighbors that are going solar, you're paying for them to go solar. Energy efficiency charge, that's what you were talking about. Okay, who can explain what that is?
That's the LED lights, the digital thermostat, stuff like that.
Boom.
But just real fast, the one before that, which one is it?
Renewable energy program?
Yeah, that's got to do with the bill and the
Paris Climate Accord.
the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yes, yeah. Okay, that's paying for everyone's 30% tax credit to be going solar. Energy efficiency charge, the natural disaster protection plan, what's that one for?
That's if.
That's because of all these disasters that have been happening.
Yeah.
We just have a fire all of a sudden.
It
Yeah.
was a hurricane.
So if there is ever a natural...
No, we don't have any of that, but yet they're charging us for this.
Exactly. When's the last time we had a natural disaster charge?
Last weekend we had a hurricane.
Oh no, but that's why.
Tsunami we had?
That's why we haven't had one because we're paying for it. That's a plan
Oh,
to protect us.
Ah,
It's
now it makes
protecting
sense.
us from any natural
That
disaster.
makes sense now.
Yeah, Mother Nature's
They need to
right.
increase that
Yeah,
charge.
you're good.
I never thought about that.
Hey, like if you stop paying that, we might be screwed.
Yeah, true that. Hey, everything all at once.
This one, I don't remember what this one was. This is a brand new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's just another like.
They just
we're
expanded.
So they're building solar, but they have to expand it now?
So we're paying for the expansion.
Yeah.
Basic service charge, that's just the basic net metering charge to be connected to the grid.
When was the last time you see them?
Local government fees, that's just taxes and surcharges. And then what's the universal energy charge?
broke fools that need money.
All the broke people.
That's fucked up.
Sorry.
That's why they're asking for help.
But it is the truth.
Yo, why is it
I
fucked
know,
up?
I know.
Wait, what?
The way he
Why is
said-
that
What
for
he
that?
said is how he
So
said
if
it.
you're low income
Oh.
and you cannot afford, they give you a discount, but everybody else is paying for it. Well, even them, because they
So if I'm low income, I can't afford to pay my bills, I get a
Say how you
discounted
said it.
rate.
If you're broke.
Okay. If I can't afford to pay my bills, they're getting a discount, but every other customer is helping pay for that discount that they're getting. Okay? That's crazy, right? That's
Hey,
insane.
What about that one that's supposed to is gonna balance their input of money, like what they
The
charge
buyback?
people? Yeah, or something like that.
Say it again.
Is he talking about the buyback?
What are you talking about?
It's like, I guess like for people that are trying to like conserve energy, they don't use as much, so their bill starts to go down. But they're putting like another tax and shit, so that can like balance out.
That's energy efficiency.
No, they just
No,
charge them
I
more.
think he's talking
They
about-
I don't
just
know if
charge
I'm
them more
understanding
per
you.
kilowatt.
I think he's talking about
Oh,
eco
okay.
pay, no?
If they
It's energy efficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You
what
put
I mean.
light bulbs and everything to be conservative.
More, yeah, to lower down the
So
energy.
that way, their rhythm of money coming in, doesn't go down. It stays the same or it keeps going up.
Yeah.
Right.
Rule number one.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
High, it's a flat.
Warren Buffett.
That's a fact.
I'll lose my
That's a fact right there.
Okay, cool. So now you guys know when you're speaking to a customer, you can break down these different charges with them. Cool? So Josh, what's the Green Link project for?
For the electric cars, the charging stations.
Boom. Okay. The new one that you said, what was that one? Was there a name for it?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? There's gonna be some new charge.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, but the other, what was it? The 1 point,
The 1.8 billion, the panels for the sphere,
okay, panels for the sphere, what else is that for?
400 megawatt.
Amp?
Battery, you said?
I'm not sure. My phone is.
No, it's the size of the system.
Yeah, the size is. Oh, that's it.
Okay, and then that also pays for one other thing?
The sphere.
The deferred energy adjustment.
No.
Oh, like the panels.
The 1.8 billion, the one that Jeremy just sent us, that's paying for the sphere, for the solar, and then for
The conversion of the coal,
Or the last coal plant.
the last coal plant being transitioned over to natural gas. Cool.
400 megawatt. That's separate. That has nothing to do with the spirit.
So that's like a good little thing that you can drop on the door. So yeah, I don't know if you've been hearing in the news, sir, but we're actually here in Nevada. We're getting rid of our last coal plant and we're transitioning over to NV Energy. I mean, sorry, to natural gas. To natural gas, right? We're taking our last coal plant, we're getting rid of that, and we're switching over to natural gas. That's going to cost a lot of money. That's why the rates have been going up. I don't know if you've noticed, but your rates have actually gone up. In January, they went up by 14%. In July, they went up another 11%.
Why would they convert it to natural gas if we're trying to get rid of natural? Or like
Because it's still supposed to be better than coal.
Yeah.
So it's still a progression.
Dude, even my apartment charges are getting this bullshit as fees.
Yeah. Everyone pays those fees. If you're an NV Energy customer, everyone pays those fees. Cool.
Oh, baby.
Josh has the quote today, though. Go for it, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found this quote. I mean, Steve Jobs quote is pretty good.
Okay.
But great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Yeah, I thought that would apply to us pretty well.
Why?
Just because we're like I think we already have it down. Honestly, like y'all are like such a great team, and like I'm like just trying to do my best to like keep up with all y'all.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
I like that.
You come up, bro. But yeah, there's 2 ways to be the tallest building. Do you guys know the different ways?
Building off each
You
other.
can knock every other building down.
Yeah, so I can maintain my level and just try and knock everyone else down, or
You can bring them up with.
we all build. Boom, 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 boom. A rising tide raises all ships, right? So if I'm leveling up, that's gonna force other people to level up. So we all bring each other up. Yeah, a raising tide raises all ships. What?
The short for today.
There you go. And so yeah, we're here to lift each other up. We're here to grow. Again, if we're all helping each other grow, then we're just pushing the level, and then new people come in and it forces them to level up too. And then now we're all growing. So rather than trying to tear each other apart, which is how a lot of other teams are, we're able to build each other up and grow. And so yeah, so that was a good one, bro. Good job, Josh. Cool. So Tactical Tuesday. So I wanted to talk today about presence and personality. Okay. Presence and personality on the doors. The reason why I brought this up, I know we're still talking about closing the set, but I actually read this today from my book that I'm reading. It's the one that I post in the mornings. It's called How to Develop Confidence and Influence by Public Speaking. Who thinks that they're a public speaker? We all are. Why are we all public speakers, Sakina?
Yeah, I found something he's scared of. That's true.
All public speaking. Okay.
I'm scared of a lot of things. I just stupid and do it anyway.
That's good though.
Go for it, Sakina. How are we public speakers?
I don't know. I mean, because we're speaking to the public. Every day doing what we do in sales or whatever. So we master the art. We have to master the art of communication.
Mhm.
In all of the ways that we have already talked about, as far them to talk about. So,
Yeah, you're a public speaker. Sometimes you're gonna go into a house, you're gonna line up 7 people all in front of the house and start pitching them law. Yeah, there you go. So we're public speakers, right? Every day on your day-to-day job, you are a public speaker. And so he talks about, in this chapter that I was going over, he talks about presence and personality. And he says that personality contributes more to business success than does superior intelligence. So if you look at any really successful person in business, anyone who's done really well, they have a certain personality that inspires growth in other people. It inspires them to be behind whatever movement that they're behind, right? Steve Jobs, he didn't necessarily know everything he needed to know on the technology side. He didn't have superior intelligence, but what he did is he had a personality that was able to move people and influence people and get them behind something and move forward. Go for it, Zach.
Oh, I was just trying to think of a quote that he said. He's like, I'm not the best at this or thing or that thing or the things that, like, the people that work for me, I'm not the best at what they do, but what I do is I'm an orchestra leader. I lead the orchestra.
Boom.
That's what I do.
For sure. And so he got people behind a movement and he influenced them to move in that direction, which is what we're doing, right? And so whether you're trying to open up your own business, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, I believe that all life is sales, right? And sales in itself, again, moving people, business, personality is the number one thing that matters beyond everything, right? And so if you have a good personality, a personality that's able to get people to move and you're able to influence people, that's going to go a long way when it comes to business. So personality, with the exception of preparation, is probably the most important factor. I like that though, because he talks about preparation and he says, except for preparation, that's probably the most important factor. So how much of us, other than building our personality, are actually working and preparing before we get onto the doors? Again, are you getting warmed up before you get onto the door? Are you rolling through your presentation a couple of times? Are you kind of thinking about the gestures, the hand movements, the things you're going to say when they give me this objection? What am I going to say? Am I drilling my rebuttals? Am I going over the affirmations? Am I selling myself on the product, right? In order to sell someone, I have to be sold in what I'm selling. And so before I sell anyone, I have to sell myself. But are you doing that? Are you putting in the preparation so that when you go to the doors, you're fired up, ready to go? Again, the reason why Michael Jordan he wasn't worried about taking that game-winning shot is because he had practiced that shot over and over and over and over. And so through the preparation, when it came down to put all the pressure on him, boom, he was able to sink the shot. But are you doing that? Again, are you treating yourself like an athlete? Are you practicing this over and over and over like a boxer does with punches, right? Someone throws out a punch at him, he trains his reflexes so he can dodge and then come back his way. And that's what we need to be doing too, is that when someone gives me this thing, am I able to reflex quickly and then give them the response that I need to overcome the objection? But personality, with the exception of preparation, is probably the most important factor. So personality is, again, top crucial. Personality is the whole combination of the person. It's the physical, the spiritual, the mental traits, tendencies, temperament, vigor, experience, the whole life. And again, so if I'm trying to be prepared in life and I'm trying to get myself to have a pleasing personality, I have to work on my total, my physical, my spiritual, my mental, the different traits that I have, my tendencies, my temperament, my vigor, my experience, the whole life project. Are you working on yourself constantly throughout life so that you can have a pleasing personality? Again, you're celebrated in public for what? For things that you're doing in private. Are you doing all the things outside of work that you need to so that when you get to the doors, you have everything put together and you have that personality that people want to engage with and people want to speak with? We can strengthen it to some extent and make it more forceful and more attractive. So how can we do that, right? The first thing he talked about in the chapter was energy. He said energy is magnetic. Vitality, aliveness, enthusiasm are among the first qualities of great speakers. So energy is the most important thing. Sales is the transfer of what? Energy, right? And so I need to have that energy within me. Can people tell when they're speaking to me that I have some type of energy that's different from everyone else? If you wish to make the most of your individuality, you must go before your audience rested. So he has a whole thing about why sleep is so important. Making sure that you're able to get the proper sleep necessary. Who prioritizes their sleep? Who's big on their sleep? Sakina, huge? Fernie, yeah, good, okay. Yeah, Rudy, Zach? Sakina, you're pretty enthusiastic about it.
I am.
Yeah, okay, how so?
I mean,
Yeah.
Now you gotta get it. It's like, yeah, it's a balance because you're not gonna be good to anybody if you're not at least well, right? And good to yourself first. So, yeah, grind and have that mentality and go after it and get it and all of that. But you have to prioritize. That's part of health. You know what I'm saying?
For
so
sure.
I get just as much sleep as Serenity does.
How many hours do you get, if you don't mind me asking?
At least 8.
8? Okay, good.
I can't do the 6 and the 5. You know, I have to get 8.
For sure.
She probably gets closer to 9 or 10, but yeah, I'm right behind her.
Okay, cool. Cool. Fernie, how much hours of sleep are you getting?
You know what? I'm like I said, I've been doing that rhythm thing, and I've been sleeping like around 11, wake up at 8.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, or 12 and wake up at 8.
For sure.
Yeah. So
That-
8 to me is also perfect. If I do less or more than 8, I wake up like
For sure.
tired and stuff.
For sure. Yeah, but when it comes to sleep, that is one of the biggest things is that being able to, again, go to bed at a certain time, waking up at a certain time. If you can keep that consistency, that's the number one thing.
Yeah. And I noticed it because, I mean, I'm not all like, yawning a lot or nothing.
For sure.
At first, I remember you doing,
Hey, no yawning, yeah.
I don't do that, not really no more.
Because you're prioritizing
Yeah.
sleep, yeah. So the biggest thing that he talks about is that if I don't have my sleep, the biggest thing that happens is you get that mental brain fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not able to think sharply, you're not able to think clearly. For me, the biggest thing that got me to start prioritizing my sleep was actually this Whoop band. I got it a lot for like more of the physical stuff, but when it came to my sleep, that's the only reason that I've kept it. It has nothing to do with like the workout stuff that's involved with it. It's mostly for my sleep. So it tells me how many hours I'm sleeping, how many times I wake up, when I wake up in the night, and then it'll tell me like based on my sleep performance how I'll be able to perform today. And it's funny because I can feel it. Now I know I get at least 6 hours, right? At least I try and get at least 6 hours. Sometimes I'm a little bit under, like 5:50, right? But yeah, at least 6. But if I can get at least 6, I know that I can operate throughout the day the way that I need to. I feel like sometimes if I go past it, like if I go past 7 or 8, I realize I'm a little bit more groggy throughout the day. And so usually 6 hours, according to this Whoop band, is like the perfect time for me. But it's, again, finding out what's best for you so that when you're going to the doors, you're not having that fatigue, right? My energy is not low. I'm still able to keep that vibrancy, that energy. And then I have the mental clarity that I need so that I can think clearly about how I need to overcome this customer, how I need to speak to them, how I need to communicate to them. But if I don't have that and I have that mental brain fog, I'm not able to do that on the doors. I'm not able to speak the way that I need to. So he talks a bunch about rest and why it's so important. Don't make the common error of putting your preparation until the last moment. If you do, you're bound to store up bodily poisons and brain fatigue. So he talks about, again, just being prepared in advance, not preparing right before I get to the doors, but again, when I'm at home, again, you're celebrated in public for the things that you're doing in private. And so not doing it right before you get to the doors, because now you're kind of creating a little bit of mental stress. If you're trying to rehearse everything that you're going to say and you're doing it on the doors, you're like, God dang, I got to get it down. And if you're not getting it down, it's going to cause a little bit of stress. So making sure that you're preparing in advance before you get to the doors. He talked a lot about that. People are drawn to an energetic speaker. People are naturally drawn to that energetic speaker. So when you're speaking to people, can they tell that you have a different energy than everyone else? The person who is most interested is consequently more interesting. So the person who is most interested is constantly more interesting. What do you guys think that means? Sorry, Xavier. So the person who is most interested is consequently
People want to talk to people that show that they care, or like that, like if you're interested, you're obviously asking questions about them, so it's showing that you care in some way, and so that makes you interesting to talk to.
I like that. That's not the way he was going, but that is for sure good.
That's the way I was thinking too.
So I care more.
Yeah.
I outcare the competition. I'm more interested in this person than I am, or than everyone else is. Okay, cool.
More like charismatic.
Okay, what do you mean by that? When it comes to being interested.
Like, for example, if I had to talk to somebody who's like me, like normal me, where it's like, I wouldn't really want to talk to them.
Okay.
But if it's somebody like Fernie, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna go talk to that dude right there.
Okay.
You get me?
But how does that have to do with interest? How does that have to do with interest? Like you're saying he's more interesting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if somebody just standing there like with an ass face, just fuck off. Hello, nobody's gonna want to talk to them.
For sure, I agree with that. But the person who is most interested, so what would Fernie be most interested in? See what I mean? Cool. Sakina, try it.
So he went for charismatic. I'll go on out there to do, like your craft, you know, training and research and stuff like that, all these different, websites and everything that we have to show people, that's us being interested in learning the information. So now when we're on the door telling them this, we're more interesting to them because we're giving them a lot of information they don't even need.
Exactly.
It prompts them to want to go look it up, learn more about it, and all that kind of stuff too.
Boom. That's exactly what he talks about. So again, he's talking about public speaking, and he's like the person that goes up to the stage and they're going to be wanting to go and present to all these people. The person who's more interested in the topic that they're about to go over is going to be more interesting than the person that wasn't really that interested in the topic. You need to be fully dived into this project. You need to be fully consumed by solar and everything that's going on with the electric company. The more interested that you are in the topic that you're going to talk about, the more interesting that you will be. And that's just like what we were talking about right now. Rather than going just telling someone like, yeah, your bill's going up, imagine going to the door and being able to break down that bill. And you know it so well because you've studied it so much that you're going to bring knowledge to people and they can tell that you're passionate about it. You're going to be more interesting than the person that's just coming to the door. Yeah, your bill's going up. It's now at 19 to 22 cents.
The basic service charge, the local government fee.
Exactly. And now I can start speaking like, sir, did you know that you're actually paying for everyone else to be going solar? This charge right here, and then I'm giving it to them because I'm interested in the subject and the topic that I'm talking about. I can bring that information to them. And so for sure, that's exactly spot on what he talks about. I do like your take on it though. That was different. But he talks with more life and spirit. He radiates vitality and animation. Again, I'm passionate about this so that when I go to the doors, I can bring that passion to the customers. Cool, you bring a different energy to you. The next one that he talks about is dress neatly. This one was pretty spot on. So when you are well groomed and faultlessly and immaculately attired, the knowledge of it, the feeling of it has an effect. It gives you more confidence, brings more increase in faith in yourself and your self-respect. Ruben, I know you're super big on dress. Why is that so important for you?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I just like the identity of being fresh.
Okay.
That's why I get haircuts so often, because I don't like it to be like, oh, you need a haircut. It's more like him having a haircut. It's something that it's who he is. But in sales, when it comes down to it, the last thing you wanted to be the reason why someone doesn't buy from you is because how you smell, how you look, or how you're dressed up. You know what I mean? They're judging you, believe it or not. I mean, unfortunately, we live in a world where we're being judged immediately, and that's the first thing they look at is how you look.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't look sharp, your shirt's all wrinkled, your breath smells like shit, little things like that, you may not think it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal in sales. And if you're gonna lose a sale, lose it because of the lack of skill, not because of how you look.
Yeah. Cool. But like when you get a haircut, like how do you feel usually walking out of the haircut? Like $1 million, huh?
And when you feel good, well, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you talk good. And when you talk good, you make a lot of money.
And you sell good. There you go. Cool.
It's like another play on words like that. Interested, interesting, attracted, attracting.
Oh, there you go. There you go. If I'm attractive, I'm attracting other people. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, so basically, like when you're taking care of yourself, like it does take me a little bit to get ready in the morning, but it's because I care about my appearance. And when I care about my appearance and I'm trying to look sharp, I'm trying to look good, when I take that extra effort, when I walk out of the house, it does bring a little bit of a different confidence to you. Yeah. Dude, I made sure I look good. My beard's on point. I'm looking fresh. I'm ready to go.
You know, you smell good.
Yeah, dang, I'm smelling good. I'm smelling like $1 million. I look like $1 million. And so that's important too. Like when you're walking out of your house, are you feeling that? If you just hurry up real quick, just put on some clothes, throw on a shirt, put on your hat, and then walked out, and you took no like effort in your appearance,
Color
then
coordination.
yeah, making sure you're out. Yeah, exactly. And then when you you feel good. When you do that, when you take that extra effort into your appearance, it's going to bring a little bit more to your confidence. And that's what you need on the door. Sales is the transfer of energy. If you have that confidence, you're going to transfer that over to other people.
And I think people could tell when you just throw on a shirt and shit and you just walk out.
Exactly.
Call it out every day.
You're like, this motherfucker just threw a shirt.
But when you have the look of success, it's easier to think of success and to achieve success. Because again, I'm feeling successful, so I'm thinking about success, and so I'm going to be able to achieve success more in my life. When you're not properly dressed, this is what you were actually just talking about. When you're not properly dressed, an audience has little respect for that person. as the speaker has for his own appearance. So they have as much respect for me as I had for respect into my actual appearance. If I'm going up to the door and I'm going to the door all wrinkly, again, pants sagging, not looking professional, then they're not going to respect me because they're going to look at me and be like, this guy doesn't even have respect for himself. So why should I have respect for him? Boom. Yeah, because it's the
The
truth.
shoe fits.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
They're also likely to assume that the mind is as sloppy as the unkept hair, dirty shoes, or wrinkly clothes. Yeah. So they're going to take this person like, oh, this person is just as sloppy as his clothes are, as his shoes are, as his hair. He's taking...
Why would I want to do business with the sloppy?
Exactly. If this person's so sloppy, why would I do any type of business with them? Again, you have to remember that you're giving people financial advice. You're telling them what to do and how to use their money. Do you look like a person that could fit that shoe? And if not, again, if you're sloppy with all your stuff, no one is going to take you seriously at all. And so that's why take pride in your appearance. Before you walk out of the house, make sure you take time to get ready. Don't just get up real quick, throw everything on, and then walk out. Make sure you look good, you smell good, you feel good, and then you're going to go and sell good.
The
So
haircut weekly is.
it's money, huh?
In sales, I think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. So come in here looking good. Come in here.
Unless you have nice hair like Zach.
Yeah, that's true, Zach.
Yeah, my shit be weird sometimes.
That shit gets-
Once a week, maybe once every 5 weeks.
How much time we got? 12:02, okay. So presence and personality. Even before we speak, we are condemned or approved. Other men may have more experience and good financial judgment, but an asset that most don't possess is an agreeable personality and a warm, welcoming smile. Your smile is going to be able to separate you from everyone else. When you're smiling at someone, can people actually tell that you're having a good day, that you're genuinely happy? Are your eyes also smiling? Are you smiling with your teeth? Is it a little grin that you're doing, or can people actually see your teeth? They can see how happy and excited you are to be there at the door. So again, that's one thing that most people don't have. Most people have like a slight little grin. It's like the normal grin that they give to everyone, just a little grin and then a quick like head nod, you know. But can people tell that you're happy to be at the door? Do you have that genuine smile? Can people tell by looking at your eyes that you're also smiling with your eyes? So having that is huge. Again, that's going to separate you from most other people. Attitudes are contagious. Your attitude is very important. We've been talking about this in the closer meeting, but what's the synchronization? Does anyone remember? Any of the closers that were in the closer meeting?
Pretty much just connecting with the significant other.
But people synchronize to people, right? What does that mean when people synchronize to other people?
They connect.
They match and mirror me in a sense, right? Yeah, so like we see it all the time, kind of just what I was talking about. Like if I'm walking into a store and someone's walking out of the store and I smile at them and then I nod at them, even if they were like in a frowned face, right? They had a serious face. If I smile at them and nod my head at them, what are they going to do back to me? Usually smile and then give me a little bit of a head nod, right? If I give them a true, genuine smile, they're going to sync to me and then they're going to match and do the same thing. Can you do that at the doors? Can you give someone such a welcoming smile, such a welcoming attitude that they are also too inclined to match that as well? So that when they see you, they also feel the need and they synchronize to you and they want to give you that smile back.
And if they don't, they'll feel like shit because they didn't do it. They're like, damn, this guy was just a human trying to...
For sure.
I think it was just yesterday. I was talking to somebody at like right in front of their door, and we literally at the same time, like we went to go and like put our hand on the wall, and we were like almost touched hands, and he was like, "Whoa, that was weird."
Are we meant to be?
Is this a date?
What does that show for the closers?
You just met the love of your life.
No, but what does that show that between them they have what?
They have a connection.
Which is called?
Synchronicity.
No.
It's
Rapport. It shows that they're in rapport. He created it. Zach created it. Ideally, that's what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to create rapport by design. You can tell people are in rapport with each other when they start to match each other. So like if you go to a restaurant, it's really cool. If you can go to a restaurant and you're sitting at a restaurant and you look at all the different tables around you, you'll see that the people that are in rapport, they're synced up. Their body postures are usually the same. Their facial expressions are the same. They're kind of moving very similarly. And people who aren't in rapport, they're completely different. And so when you're naturally in rapport with people, what happens is you guys start to mirror each other. That's just a natural part of rapport. Now, a way for me to speed up that process is not wait for it to happen naturally, but create rapport by design and start to do that immediately. As soon as you start to come and you see your customers, start matching them as much as possible. You do that for a split second. And a lot of people say like, oh, well, that's phony, that's fake. But it's not phony or fake. Why isn't there phony or fake for one of the closers?
Because
Go for it.
If you had enough time with somebody, that would happen naturally over time.
Exactly.
All you're doing is speeding it up.
Boom.
To get to the point.
It's not fake, right? I'm doing what would happen naturally if I just had more time with this person. So I want to match them as much as possible. Now, what happens when someone comes out and they're not in like the greatest mood? If they're a little bit frustrated, angry, what can I do to try and get them out of that? Closers again. Pace lead. What does that mean?
You match them where they're at.
Okay.
And you try to, well, you deliver now your way of the way the conversation's gonna go.
Okay.
And if that works, then cool, you go on with it. If it doesn't work, then you pace lead again.
Again.
Pace until you get it.
So I pace them. I'll meet them at their level, then I'm going to try and lead them out of it. So a perfect example of this is if a customer comes out, oh my God, I hate solar. They've been ripping me off. All these freaking solar guys, they keep coming. What can I do? Pace lead. How could I pace lead that person?
You're annoying as fuck.
Boom.
All these people trying to sell solar panels, like, oh, it's really annoying,
I'll
right?
be like, I knock doors and they try to knock my door.
Yeah. But the thing is that I have to do it. You guys were doing it, but you guys were all doing it with a smile, right?
If you would have done it with the tonality.
With congruity.
Because I wasn't trying to like.
Congruency.
I do say it, but it's just, yeah.
So how could I do it? Oh yeah, man, I got all these guys coming by with solar. It's so annoying, man. It's so fucking frustrating. I hate it, dude. Like there's so many people, they're screwing all these people over. It's annoying. They're trying to get me to take out a huge loan.
You know what's crazy?
Aw, damn, I bet, man. All your neighbors are telling me that you guys have people come like every week just trying to get you to buy solar panels.
Dude, it's the worst, bro.
I bet. No, well, we're not doing any of that. We're just looking for the homes that have the...
Okay, boom. Did you see what he did? He did it subconsciously. He was being angry with me, and then when he started talking about something different, what did he do with his face? He smiled. Pace, lead. I meet them at their level, and then I try and lead them out of it. And then if I'm in rapport with that person, guess what's going to happen? Just like it happened with Zach, they're going to start following along with me. They're going to synchronize with me. And so then what happens if I don't get them to start going the way that I want to, I just go back into pacing with them. I can maybe go back to being a little bit frustrated. And so, yeah, like I know you've had all these people, sir. I know it's super annoying. I know it's super frustrating. You guys wouldn't want to take out a crazy loan or something like that, right? No, of course not. And then, yeah, so like I was telling you, what we do is completely different. And I try and lead them back out of it again. You know what I mean? And if you're getting people to start following along with you and they start syncing up with you, you know that you're in rapport with that person. If you're not, that means that that person doesn't believe you. They don't think you're genuine. You're not in rapport. And rapport is necessary in what we do. Why?
It's just human. I mean,
They're not gonna buy from you if you're not in rapport.
They won't trust what you're saying. It makes for a smooth conversation, right? It's the lubricant that makes for a smooth conversation. I need rapport with my customers, okay?
You're not gonna get that kiss at the end of the night if you're not in rapport.
Exactly. And so my attitude is contagious. I need to have a good, happy, positive attitude when I go to the door. A big thing with this one too is not going and just thinking about the sale. Going and thinking about how can I go and make a friend? How can I go and care about this person? How can I out-care the competition? All these other guys that have come into the door, how can I be different? How can I separate myself? My attitude going to the door is like, I'm going to come and I'm going to serve this family. I'm going to care about this family. I'm going to learn about this family and I'm going to help them. Not about just getting the commission. So if we are interested in an audience, there is a likelihood that our audience will be interested in us. So I'm an interested salesman before I'm an interesting salesman. I'm constantly looking for things that I could pick up on, that I could be interested about and create a conversation, building up the rapport. If we are timid and flustered, they likewise will lack confidence in us. So if I'm going up to the door and I'm kind of nervous, I'm shaky with my voice, they're going to lack some type of confidence. The most crucial part of the sale is when...
sorry, no, it's just like when they say,
Yeah.
you sound...
My ums are calculated.
If they're calculated, that's important, yeah. But if I'm fumbling over my words, if I don't know what I'm going to say, if they can tell I'm nervous, if they can tell I'm shy, they're not going to have that confidence in me. So I have to, the most crucial part of the sale is when? When would we say? According to Jordan Belfort, let's say.
But for the first 4 seconds.
The first 4 seconds. As soon as I come out of the door, those first 4 seconds are crucial. I have to be perceived the right way. If I'm perceived the right way, my job will be easy. But if I'm perceived the wrong way, I'm going to have an extremely hard time doing what I want to do. How do I want to be perceived? in my field. So when I'm speaking to people, can they tell that you're sharp as a tack, that you're on the ball, that you're enthusiastic, you're having a great day, and then you're, what was the last one? Expert in my field. Can they tell that you're speaking congruently and you're speaking in a way that you are an expert, that you are interested in this topic, that you know more about this topic than most other people do? Even before we speak, we are condemned or approved, so we should make certain that our attitude is such to elicit a warm response. How are people seeing you? Next one is poise. Don't play with your clothes, hands fiddling in your pocket, or be fidgeting because it attracts attention. Every movement that does not add to your presence detracts from it. There are no neutral movements. So, what were you saying?
That's interesting. That's good. I like it.
Okay.
Just because, just like I was saying, Jeff, like every single hand movement I do, everywhere I point,
It's calculated.
It's calculated. Like I'm
And
doing
do,
that for
do you
reasons.
see them that they're following?
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
wherever.
yeah, you can see
When
that.
I'll do like this, and then when I look up at them, they're looking at me again, and I look back down, and they're looking back at the paper, and everything.
Or when I'm doing this to this.
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
saying a word, they understand it more.
Mm-hmm.
It's because
And-
people are they visual shit.
For sure.
Like I'm more of a like if numbers, you could talk numbers like 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But like 2 plus 2, you could break it down how 2 makes 2. You know? It's bullshit.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But like if I'm at the door and I'm like fidgeting, if my hands are fidgeting in my pocket, like their attention's going to that, right? So I have to make sure that every move that I'm making, it's calculated. I'm not making movements that aren't calculated because, again, there are no neutral movements. Whatever I do, the customer is going to be paying attention to. So make sure every movement that you're doing, it is calculated. It also gives the impression of weakness and lack of self-control. So again, if I'm like up there, and I've caught myself doing this, sometimes I'll be fidgeting with my bracelet, if I'm fidgeting with my hands, if I'm maybe like playing with my fingers, I've caught myself doing that. If I'm doing that, that's giving an impression of weakness and lack of self-control. Make every movement that you're making a calculated movement. So,
Really good poker players, they can tell exactly what's going on with you just by every staring.
yeah.
Little tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. Sorry. Just
No, you're good. You're good.
They might not be thinking all of these things consciously in their conscious mind.
But
red flags are going up in their subconscious mind for sure.
Boom.
And they're gonna be like.
There's something off about this person. They don't know why, but there's something off about this person.
Weird, man.
Yeah. They're giving off that weird vibe. So stand still and control yourself physically, and that will give you an impression of mental control and poise. The biggest one that I see with this one all the time, and I tell all the new reps about this, is that when people first start, people come out to the door, and then people immediately start trying to approach the door, or they start like kind of moving towards the door. When someone comes out, stand still, just stay calm, cool, calm, relaxed, and wait for that person to come out to you. Don't start rushing to the door. We have a natural tendency to start walking to the door. Or when someone's coming out very slowly and they're trying to like kind of do the door, I see a lot of reps like trying to kind of like walk over there so that they can see them. Like, don't do that. Stand there. Wait for them to come to you. And you'll be surprised by waiting for them to come to you, you're going to bring out a lot more people on the doors. So don't rush. Don't try and get them to see you. Just stand where you are and force them to come out. With that, go for it, Rudy.
Or take a step back.
Oh, you could. Yeah, you could.
Lean back. It's just
A little.
Back. It's the lean back. You relax on the back foot.
Yeah. Another big thing is where you're standing on the doors, okay? Who can tell me, if that's the door right there, where would I want to stand?
On this side of it.
Lean against it.
Huh?
In the shade.
Nah, not in the shade, not in the shade.
I told you this when we went out, but like so. If this,
Show him, Zach, show him.
If this door, it's gonna open up this way. So if I'm right over here, I don't wanna be on this side of the door because they're just gonna pop it open a little bit and be like, hey, what's up?
And look at me through the crack.
Yeah, but if I'm on this side of the door, they have to open it up all the way, and you're bringing them into your world, and like it's much harder to shut you down.
Yes.
More vulnerable.
And then when they come out, I'm not gonna, and what I'm saying new reps do is that if I'm standing right here and then they open the door and they slightly crack it, a lot of new reps have the tendency to come over here and be like, hey, how's it going? Stay where you are. And say, hey, how's it going? And then force them to open the door up wide and then come out to you. Okay? Stand on the side where it's hard for them to see you so that they can't just peek the door. The more that they're in your world, the more that they're in your office, the better. So you want to try and pull them out from the door. Don't begin in a hurry. This is another big one too. A lot of the times people are just rushing to the presentation, to the pitch. That is a hallmark of an amateur. Look over your customer for a moment. So when they come out, like look at them, right? Just size them up a little bit with your eyes. Don't be so quick to immediately jump into it. Give them a little smile and kind of just look at them for a little. If there is a noise or a disturbance, pause until it quiets down. If the dogs are going off crazy, I'm gonna try and not talk or say anything. Or if there's like some kids going off or something like that, I'm not gonna say anything until they kind of give me their undivided attention. They step out and then they maybe close the door. Now, sometimes that might get awkward, right? If I'm there and I'm kind of just being paused and I'm waiting for them, what would I do? What would I do if they're like they're just and they're not saying anything?
I'll just smile.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. Hey, how's it going, sir? How are you doing? And I'll just wait, right? And then if it gets awkward and they're like, oh, well, what's this about? Because I'm waiting for the distraction to cool off. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I'm waiting for the dogs to calm down or for him to come outside and close the door. I'm waiting for, go ahead, Zay.
Or I'll make the joke. You got your home security, right?
Yeah. Which is good, but then after that, don't rush into your presentation. Wait. That's what I'm trying to say, is that if I can make that joke and then wait and let them come outside and then close the door behind them. You have to have poise when that happens. It's hard because they're going off. We start to kind of feel a little bit frustrated and we kind of want to jump in and start talking right away. But don't do that. Have poise, have self-control, wait for them to come outside and then start speaking. But if I'm doing that and they're not really giving me, if they're not really coming outside, they're not doing anything, and then they're like, hey man, what's this about? I'll be like, oh, sorry, sir, the dogs were going a little crazy. I thought you were gonna step out for a moment. And then you can move right back into your presentation, right? But have poise, let them try and come out. Don't be in a hurry, don't be in a rush. Hold your chest high. He talks about having your posture up high. Look confident. Don't wait until you go before your audience. Do this in private and then you'll do it unconsciously. When you're walking and you're talking to people, have your chest up high. Look like you're a confident person and don't wait to practice that on the doors. Do that all the time so that when you get to the doors, it's already natural. Forget about your hands. Let them fall naturally to the side. They will attract minimal attention and they're free to flow naturally into gestures when the urge comes. If a person has something worthwhile to say and says it with contagious conviction, surely it will matter little what he does with his hands. How I'm speaking is very, very important, and that's what we're going to talk about in the next one. When I'm speaking with passion, what's going to happen is I'm going to start to gesture naturally. And so he says, just have your hands very casual. However you want to have your hands. Again, over here to the side. However you want to stand. Huh? You can do the lean. I don't know about the lean sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like the lean either.
Yeah, you
I used to, but no.
Huh?
You lean like a cholo?
Yeah, no.
I do that all the time.
Yeah?
Like lean on the wall.
I don't know. Sometimes it's
I'd be chilling like.
Sometimes I just lean like a cholo.
That's what Rudy just said. Yeah. I don't know why. For me, I'm not big into the lean. Why aren't you into it, Robert?
I'm trying to think why. It shows like, I don't know, and obviously it doesn't, maybe it doesn't, but like I feel like a lack of respect for their time.
Yeah.
In a way, or like, you're giving off the impression I'm gonna be here for a while, because I'm gonna lean on your wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
When the first thing I'm telling them is like, hey,
I
I'm
don't
gonna be
think of
super
that at
quick.
all. I just
Yeah.
want to chill. Like, let me lean on your fucking brick wall.
I'm like, we're getting through this.
But then they know, but then...
Exactly. I need some time.
It's serious.
But when people are coming out, like they're trying to be like, oh man, I don't want to be here with this person forever. Oh, this guy's going to try and sell me right now. And so...
Leaning, I'm not saying leaning and talking.
Yeah.
It's like when I step to the door, I'm waiting or leaning.
Okay.
If,
But when they come out, do you stand up and then start getting into
start
it?
talking. Let's just say I'm
Okay.
already in rapport and we start conversating. I start pretty much going with the pitch, boom, boom.
But even then,
And I see
they'll
them
go
lean, I'll match them real quick.
Yeah.
Or if like, I guess when.
That's the only time I'll lean. If I'm talking to someone and I see them lean on the wall, that's the only time that I'll do it. I'll lean back with
I'll be
them.
like, let me be
Yeah.
comfortable with you.
Yeah. Just to build that rapport. But if I give them the opportunity to speak and they're speaking, I might just be like, oh man, okay, yeah.
That's cool.
Good,
Yeah, you're showing you're interested?
Like, I definitely don't like it at the beginning when like, hey, my name's Robert, I'm with Vivian. We're
No,
just
yeah,
for the whole
definitely
I'm
don't.
not like that. I'm not
Yeah,
one of
man,
like,
that's
what's
crazy,
going on, my
dude.
man? Yeah, I should been working with your
Yeah.
meeting at the, no.
Okay, cool.
Damn, that's, yeah.
Okay.
Depends.
So a good place to get your gestures is out of yourself, out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your own interest in the subject, out of your own desire to make someone else see you as you see out of your own impulses. So he talks about like not overthinking your gestures and not trying to purposefully do your gestures. Just let them come out of you naturally. As you're speaking passionately, that's normally going to be coming out of you. The best gestures are those that are born on spur of the moment. They just happen naturally as I'm speaking to people. Gestures are merely an outward expression of an inward condition. So my outward gestures are based off of an inward condition. My enthusiasm, my passion, that's where the gestures are coming from. There are no rules for gestures. Everything depends on the temperament of the speaker, upon his preparation, his enthusiasm, his personality, the subject, the audience, the occasion. So there are certain times when I'm speaking to someone where my gestures won't be as much. They'll be a little bit more toned down. But with other people, I might be a little bit more vocal with my gestures, I guess you could say. Do not end your gestures so quickly. The biggest one on this is like when we're asking for the FlexNet meter. So like I'll go and I'll be like, yeah, so I don't know if you guys got that new updated FlexNet meter that's on the side of the home. And I'm using like my pinky to point, and I just continue to keep pointing like that. Don't be so quick to just drop that real fast. Do you do that too, Robert?
Yeah, I'm like this. I go like that.
Just constantly just doing that?
I do right
You're
or
within
left
the
hand
energy,
side.
right?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is don't let it go so quickly. Yeah, we're looking for that new FlexNet meter that's on the side of the home. Not, like, keep pointing at it. Again, what you're doing is you're being interesting so that they're more interested in what you're saying, what you're doing. Point at those little things. These are like the small little things that are like the Jedi mind tricks in sales. They matter. They are huge. They're important. Yes. Okay. Or like another one too is like, so yeah, all we're doing is we're taking your bill, the higher bill with NB Energy, and we're lowering that down. And I'm gonna let that hang there for a little bit, and we're just lowering that down. So instead of you guys paying the high, and then I'll move back to it and I'll keep it going, right? I'm not so quick to stop doing the gesture. I'm gonna keep that gesture going for a while. Does that make sense? Use gestures. It's very, very important. When you are doing real speaking before a real audience, make only gestures that come natural. But while you're practicing, force yourself, if necessary, to use the gestures. So I know Ruben was big on this when he first started, is he would practice in the mirror over and over and over. Biggest one was facial expressions, right? So practice those facial expressions, the gestures that you're making with your face, the gestures that you're doing. Practice that when you're practicing. Not on the doors, because if you do it on the doors, how do you think you're going to look? Weird. People are going to be like, damn, this... Yeah, mean mugging.
You good, bro? You look mad, and that's why they're not responding back to you. So now, before I get
You see how he's doing it?
I just do that to my eyebrows because my natural look is looking mad.
Yeah.
So I need to like open my eyes up more and then be smiling when I'm at the door. You know what I mean?
It matters
when
though.
I'm talking certain parts, then I'm doing this like, oh, you know, they raised the rates up again in July. You know, it's like more being like, oh damn.
It's getting them to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they match your face.
Like if you look, like they took instead of me saying yeah they raised up the rates in July, they said in July they actually raised up the rates again.
They're like, what, for real? Yeah. It's important. I forgot. I didn't know this, but you had actually told me. I don't know if you can tell the story, but you told me that when I talked to you about the facial expressions, the next week you like had a whole bunch of sales.
Yeah, that was when I learned about the facial expressions. I think is when my game really changed. Because in the solar, I mean, I popped off pretty quick, but it was when I learned that
everything changed.
Yeah, that's when I was just like boom, boom. It started to be something that was.
But the biggest thing is like don't practice this on the doors because then you are gonna look weird. Like like don't practice your facial expressions on the doors because what if you're doing something and you look really weird to the customer? Practice. Yeah, practice these in the mirror. Practice these in the mirror when you're at home. Practice using your hand gestures at home. Yeah, and then when you're out there, it'll just start to happen naturally from you.
So at the grocery store, dude, I did it. I was just talking to the guy.
Okay.
He pretty much asked me about my watch, and I saw his watch, and we started conversating. Yeah, what do you do for a living? This and that. Boom, boom, boom. I told him, yeah, dude, we just take your bill from here to here. Super simple.
Yeah.
He liked it. I like.
For sure. And so again, this one yesterday too. So sir, it's super simple. All we're doing is let's say when you first moved in, NB Energy sent a representative out. And they said, hey, we got two options for you. We got option A, it's higher, it's gonna be a higher monthly payment, and then that's constantly going up every 3 months. Or you have option B, it's cheaper day one, and then it stays that way. Which one would you pick? And I'm showing them the gesture, and so that they can clearly make the visual representation. They're engaged, they're focused on what I'm saying, and they can paint the picture in their mind. And then, of course, they're gonna wanna be with the B, right? So use those gestures, but make them calculated. Don't practice, again, on the customer, practice at home.
Even master communicators, like if you research like psychologists and like people that deal with a lot of influencing, they really touch on
gestures.
Facial expressions.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I think, what do they say on that guy that you showed me that one time? You have more muscles in your face than I think in any other part of your body or something like that? Or
that fool that we went to go see at the closer school, right?
Yeah.
That story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you being able to manipulate your face is what people are going to respond to the most. Your facial expression.
Think about it. Confusion, mad, sad, angry, happy. Shit.
Yeah.
That's why at parties you could be like, hey, what's wrong with that person? And end up like nothing. Or like it's hard for you to hide it.
Yeah.
Your
so
face.
When you could control these muscles based on your emotions or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
very powerful.
Cool. And then again, people have the tendency to be congruent. They'll follow other people. They synchronize with other people. So if my facial expressions can get that, again, FlexNet meter, this was a big one. Like if I can act really confused, like you guys have that, what is that going to get them to do? Be confused as well. And so I want to be able to control people because again, they're going to synchronize up to me. And so everything that I'm doing is calculated. I'm trying to get them to confuse. I'm at points where I want them to feel sad and frustrated, I'm going to make my face like it's sad and frustrated. At times I want them to be like it's a good thing, my face is going to change. But are you good at getting people to feel those emotions based off of the changes in your face? Those are, that's again, the Jedi mind tricks of sales. If the man is so wrapped up in what he has to say, if he is so eager to get his message across that he forgets himself and talks and acts spontaneously, his gestures and his delivery, even though they may be unstudied, they are very likely to be above criticism. So again, even though maybe you're not really studying your facial expressions and your gestures, if you can just be very eager and passionate about what you're talking about, those are going to come out naturally. But you have to be interested and passionate about solar, about helping people. That'll naturally come out of you if you're really passionate about what you're doing. Cool. That's all I got from the chapter. I thought it was really good. But yeah, go out there, have a pleasing personality. Sorry, I don't know why I went back. Sorry about that, Jay.
You said you read that this morning?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to put all those slides?
The slides?
Yeah.
Probably like an hour. Yeah. Why do you ask that?
Yeah, that's a weird ass question.
No, I'm just curious.
Okay.
What do you use?
You look dumb.
Huh? For this? For the slides? Keynote.
When you ask that.
Keynote. Yeah.
So you're like taking like some paragraphs and like putting dots
Yep.
and it does it for you, or?
Not like putting some paragraphs.
It's similar to.
He's reading this.
Yeah, just
breaking it down.
PowerPoint, boom, and then I put it in. So like, okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a little hack that I use. So the way that I take notes on my books now, it's super simple. What I do is I use my notes on here, right? And then what I do is I put the voice recording on. And so like I'm reading through my book, and then the parts that I like, I'll reread them and I'll speak it into here, and then it just transcribes it and puts it into notes. Once I have that from the memo, I put it into my Remarkable. And then what I can go back is I can go and just reread my notes that I read. Yeah. It's quick because for me, just writing hand, like it takes a little bit of time.
I want to learn to take notes fast. That's why, like for that seminar that we're going to, I want to be able to take notes fast while they're up there speaking. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
I'm pretty quick.
wondering
I'm
how
quick
we
at that.
do that too.
Have you used
I don't
AI
even know
at
if they're
all?
gonna let us
No.
take the camera.
So AI, the new chat GPT,
Yeah.
there's like,
As long
you
as
can
you record that
have
shit.
on Chrome and stuff like that. And
I'll
actually,
look-
it's free, depends on how much you use, but like it's on YouTube. If there's like a 20-minute
Brother
YouTube
Ray,
video,
come
you can
I'm
hit
gonna do a voice memo.
summarize, and it'll summarize because on the YouTube video it automatically transcribes it.
Mhm.
So it goes off of that and it summarizes it, and then you can, like if you're reading through the
Highlight
summary,
certain points.
and you see something interesting, you can click on it and it'll break down like that 5 minutes what's in there and a timestamp where you can click and go to it.
Love it. That's cool. Dang, that's crazy.
Use
That's just
Jeremy
one
right there.
example.
That's y'all's.
Yeah, huh?
Jeremy's fucking.
You need to,
There you go.
have a nice long conversation.
Real quick before we break out, Sakina, one thing you got from today.
Just the importance, I do this because I typically, probably do a lot of gesturing and all that stuff anyway, but, just the importance of, tying in your personality, gestures and facial expressions to keep that going
To the message.
in order to move the customer.
For sure. It's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Cool? For any one thing you got.
Yeah. Well, I do that naturally, man. They used to say I speak like Italian people do.
For sure. For sure. But if I'm overdoing it, sometimes it could be like too much, and so everything has to be calculated. It could be distracting. I have to be calculated with what I'm doing.
Calculated risk.
So yeah, actually that's what I picked up, calculating your gestures.
Okay, cool. Cool. Kanda?
Gestures, eye contact I think is a big thing, as well as smiling.
Huge, yeah, huge. Can people tell that you're smiling with your eyes as well? And are you looking at them directly in the eyes? That's a good one. Josh, go for it, bro.
The Greenling project.
Oh, there you go. That was a good one. Cool. What's Greenlink? What's Greenlink?
For the electric cars, charging stations.
Cool. How much is it?
2.5 billion.
There you
Okay.
go.
How's that affecting customers?
They have to pay for it.
Boom, there you go. Good job. Zay, something you got from today? Ruben, go for it. One thing you got from today?
That everyone better be dressing nice.
There you go. Dress immaculate.
I like that. That's a.
Go for it, Jay.
You know me. First, you drive within the first like 4 seconds.
Yep. As soon as people talk to you. So how do you need to be?
Sharp as attack, energetic,
Enthusiastic?
enthusiastic, and expert in my field.
Boom. There you go. If I'm perceived the right way, my job is easy. If I'm perceived the wrong way, my job is hard. Jeffrey, go for it, bro.
Facial expressions.
Cool. Okay. Give me a facial expression real quick. Hey, there you go. That was a good one, dude. That was a good one. That was powerful. That was a good one.
I gotta see the video.
Cool. There you go. Give me a look of pain real quick.
Like someone, oh my bill $300.
Shock. There you go. I like that.
Like the video. This was video. The customer tells it like, I'm paying 400 with good leave, and then I'll pay 200 with good leave, and then how much you pay with MBA? Like 400, and Christian's like. Like he just stays like that, and then she says like, "Yeah, I'm not happy about it."
She saw my
That was good. That was good.
And I was like,
He spoke with his face, and so she was like, "Yeah."
He's back, he goes,
Damn.
But that bill, huh?
And then boom, she sold herself. Yeah, I know it's not good.
It's not good.
There you go. Zach, something you got?
A few things for me. I mean, just going off the appearance, I don't really have like I think I dress well.
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be better. Like I could tighten it up a little bit. I
Bow
don't
tie.
prefer my. Yeah, well, not that. Nah, I mean I wear hats a lot. I could do my hair more, you know, and not wear the hat. But yeah, it could be better. Same thing with like the gestures, facial expressions. I think I wing things a lot, and it could be more calculated.
There you go.
And that also ties into, we were talking about eye contact. We've talked about it before. Like when it's not like I'm trying to disrespect the person, but when I'm thinking, I look away.
You break eye contact.
Yeah, I think and I like, yeah, I'm talking. It could be better.
Which is okay for like a split second, but you got to get back to it right away. Yeah. Go for it, Rudy. One thing you picked up.
So basically, something that, you know, the energy basically, when I'm having a bad day and all that, they told me one lady that it like folds. Like it's like, hey, so you're having a good, like, keep going and shit, you know, you're gonna get it or something like that.
We're actors and actresses.
My energy just like has shut down and stuff like that.
Yep. Cool. So it has
So I
to.
have to focus on just staying consistent with my energy.
Yep.
Like, just staying happy.
There's two attitudes that you can take in life. Which one?
Useless.
Or useless, right? And so if I'm letting my bad day and all the bad things that are going on, and I'm taking that useless attitude to the doors, it's not going to get me the results. I need to be able to put myself in a useful attitude that's going to get me the things that I want. Good shit, though. That was a good one, Rudy. Robert?
Just control your body. Don't fidget. Free up your hands to be able to make those gestures, and yeah.
There you go. Christian?
body, dude. I need to figure that one out.
What do you mean? You did good with it.
Well, no, synchronize.
Okay.
Like synchronizing with
Just take a look at you.
Calculated
rapport. Like I do rapport, but I don't
report by design. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So matching and marrying people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, super important. Because again, I'm just sinking in. I'm just I'm making what would happen. I'm taking what would happen normally and just speeding it up, making it happen quicker.
Changing it.
Yeah.
Like you had a couple slides that was talking about don't be so quick. So for example, like if I know it's a deal, I don't want to have my mood change. Like, oh, I got it in the bag. Now my body's different. My tone's different. Like, oh, I already closed you. So, now I want to be able to continue. For example, the lady I closed yesterday, I saw her for the quote on the palm trees. I gave her a hug.
There you go. Not just being like, okay, cool, I got my money and I'm done. Yeah. It's important.
You guys are cool now and shit, huh?
Yeah. There you go. Cool. Zach, let's have a great day, bro. Break us off.
What about Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy, what's one thing you learned?
Eat good, dress good, feel good. So.
Dress good. I love it.
All right.
Yo, you've been doing good, though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good stuff.
Let's go.
Go, Zach. Oh, yeah.
Loud and proud. Loud and proud.
I'm relentless. There you go. I'm relentless. I will win. I will win. Sales are easy. Sales are easy.
Money on me. Money on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Money.
Let me get a 2 clap.